Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am Kareem Clemons. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for following me right here, right now. This is the Jury Review. At this time, I would like to run my disclaimers for the Omega Studio News and Social T. This channel and these videos are not meant for children under the age of 13. Omega Studio News and Social T content warning over the age of 18. The Omega Studio News Talk Show T Radio 911 The Session, Formal The Pretty Bitch Club, Sheenie, and Formal Kobe Shande, House of Workout, What I See You See, What's Going On in America, Jury Review, Omega Studio News, Ghetto Kitchen, Black College Dude on Instagram. You can follow Omega Studio News on Twitter, and you can also follow Kareem J. Clemons on Facebook, as well as the group, and Kareem Clemons on YouTube, which is me, myself, and I. All right. So before I continue, I do want to say breaking news right here, right now, on jury review. We're going to get the jury people uh, settled, but first we have some breaking news right here, right now. Uh, Social media is saying that former U.S. President Clinton improved but will remain hospitalized. We have now gotten news that former U.S. President Bill Clinton health is improving but will remain in a California hospital for at least another night to receive antibiotics intravenously for urologic infection that spread to his bloodstream, spokesperson said on Friday. So we do know that Clinton is 75 years old, and he served president from 1993 to 2001. And they're saying that he entered the University of California Irvine Medical Center on Tuesday evening after suffering from fatigue. They also said that President Joe Biden had addressed the nation or addressed social media on his health or update. So the former president's spokesperson said that Clinton's white blood cells has decreased, indicating his health is improving. All health indicators are trending in the right direction, including his white blood cells counts, which was deceased decreased significantly. And they also said that in order to receive further IV antibiotics, he will have to remain in the hospital. Okay, so that is the breaking news right here, right now. We will now go ahead and bring in the jury people right here, right now. Jury people, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is jury review. Now, I do like to turn to the side and greet you guys, but we haven't seen each other in a long time, so there is a lot that needs to be talked about. I'm going to try to do this under 30 minutes or less because there's a lot to cover. But first, I want to start with this video right here from uh, High Rise in Los Angeles, where a shooting occurred. We do have information, this dramatic video, and then we also have video that I'm going to show you guys as well as you guys on the identity of the person who may be behind all this. So let's take a look at this video. This video is from social media, and this video is footage coming from a high-rise hostage drama, which is going to take place right here, right now. Let's go ahead and play this footage.
Breaking news, terror unfolding in a luxury high-rise downtown. A hostage situation ending in explosions and gunfire. Eyewitness News reporter Amy Powell live at the scene with breaking details. Amy.
And Mark, police say the suspect who was shot and killed tonight by officers was involved in a violent crime scene, committing a series of crimes, a violent spree, including shooting at a family and grazing a teenage boy.
He's got a gun to someone's head.
What?
Look.
Shut the up.
Or a knife.
Oh.
This is unbelievable. Are you guys kidding this? This is something happening in a high rise.
Terrified witnesses watching in terror, capturing a violent scene unfolding inside an apartment building on East Main Street in downtown Los Angeles. An armed man, the gunman who was shot and killed by police this evening, seen holding a woman hostage. Now, the LAPD says that gunman was involved in a series of crimes that started in the area of 8th and Broadway. Officers pursuing him on foot to the apartment building where he's seen threatening and holding the woman who authorities say he did not know hostage. He's running around the apartment before a SWAT team breaks in and shoots the gunman. Again, authorities say the suspect committed at least 4 violent crimes before taking that woman hostage.
The suspect walked up to a victim who was on the sidewalk. He held a gun to that individual's face and pulled the trigger. Fortunately, the gun did not fire. The suspect then went to a business in the 700 block of South Broadway. He entered the business, and inside that business, there were 3 family members, an adult female, an adult male, and a 14-year-old male juvenile. Inside that business, the suspect pointed the gun at the group. The group ducked, and the suspect fired at them. One of those rounds grazed the 14-year-old on the side of the head. He's been taken to a local hospital where he's expected to survive.
Unbelievable. That is crazy. Like, what do you guys think about this? Like, you will see this and you would think that the situation is pretty much dealt with, but according to social media, it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. So right here, we are now getting for, hold on, let me just get this real quick because I do want to give you guys some information. All right, so they're saying that the video that we just watched, they're saying that apparently they shot and killed the suspect. They shot and killed him. And as you notice, when they went into the apartment that he moved over, that was him. And they said that they shot and killed him. But we just heard from the people that, he actually had a woman hostage, and apparently there was another person in the apartment, and then boom. So now we have this information right here where the police department have now confirmed, and I just want to put this out on a record as well too. Hold on. I just want to put this out on the record because they are now saying that the police department has now confirmed the suspect. So let's go ahead and play this video right here so you guys can listen to this story.
Name of the man killed by police during a hostage rescue in a downtown LA high-rise. Coroner reports it was 45-year-old Rudy Anderson. Through security footage, officers saw Anderson in a hallway of the Santa Fe loft apartments pulling a woman into an apartment unit. Video shows him hold a gun to her head. Moments later, LAPD SWAT officers entered the unit and shot and killed Anderson. Police say that he had shot at other people in the area before entering the apartment building. One bullet grazed a 14-year-old boy's head.
Unbelievable. So we just now seen that, and definitely unbelievable, right? That is this is happening, taking place, and they were saying that they don't really know the motive behind all this, but they do know that they killed him. They killed him. They killed him, and they pretty much felt that ending his life would definitely be the fact that that's the source and that they had to neutralize the source at hand. Okay. All right. So moving right along, I do want to go ahead and talk about this story with you guys over the weekend, or should I say, throughout the month earlier in this month. A serial killer lured by fake social media accounts gets this guy gets wait a minute, he gets 160 years. Okay, so this is coming from out of Newark, New Jersey. Okay, a New Jersey man who used the dating app to lure and kill three women 5 years ago was sentenced to 160 years in prison after a trial in which it was revealed that friends of one victim did their own detective work on social media to basically apprehend the suspect. Stupid, right? Crazy. Crazy. This is crazy because, they said that there was a survivor who survived after all this. Now, I've seen the video. I've actually looked at the video, and the video basically shows the mother of the victims of the three girls who was slain by this person and the survivor who got away. And she actually said that she is suffering, she's depressed, she doesn't open up to people, she don't have any friends, she don't have nobody because she don't trust anybody. Her life is completely traumatized by this situation. So here it is. 25-year-old, the 25-year-old suspect sat motionally in the courtroom in Newark, New Jersey, motionless as the judge gave the sentence in the state court in Newark. Okay, so the sentencing was preceded by emotional statements by the family members of the victims. In a brief statement before they spoke, the 25-year-old suspect denied responsibility, telling the judge in the court, in the people, that he was framed, and that mother, aunt, and brother sat in the galley but didn't address the court. So these are the people who probably have to speak. You know how when it's time for a person to be sentenced, they have the people of the state, and then they bring out the people for the defense, and then the state will close off, and then that's when either the jury or the judge will make the final call. But he didn't say anything. The family didn't say anything. They didn't address them. So I'm just saying. So yeah. So the sentence covered three murders, one attempted murder, and other counts, including kidnapping, aggravated arson, and secretion of human remains. So they're saying that the Exeter County Prosecutor Office have put this case together with the help of friends um, of the college student of Montclair, using social media to help police find the 25-year-old. They gained access to the social media account of one of the victims, I believe, and they set up a fake account, and or should I say to social media, then set up a fake social account to lure in the 25-year-old to meet them at the Montclair, and then they notified the police and everybody else. So this is ridiculous. So here we're going to continue where they said a fourth woman who survived an attack and testified at the 25-year-old trial also provided crucial information that helped investigators, since the details of her attack were similar to those of the other victims who was killed by this man. Okay. So yeah, so again, she just went on and just talked about how she just suffers. She's traumatized by the situation, and basically she suffered from PTSD. That's post-traumatic stress disorder. And the prosecutor is saying that they presented the evidence at the trial that the 25-year-old, then 20, used the dating app to lure. It doesn't say what dating app. It just says dating apps to lure the woman for sex, and then he strangled them. Their bodies were dumped between September and December of 2016 in northern New Jersey. Investigators also prescribed evidence that the 25-year-old cell phone and that placed him where the victim disappeared and where their bodies was found. Now, I know you guys are jury people, and I know you guys get the evidence, and y'all go back into the jury room, and y'all definitely take what y'all have, and y'all either call it guilty, not guilty, or just undecidable to make it a hung jury, right? So in this case, and mind you, we already heard that the 25-year-old did not have anything to do with this because he said he's innocent until proven guilty, but they already found him guilty. So he said he didn't have anything to do with this, but then, scientific evidence will prove beyond reasonable doubt, and especially when they have cell phones, ping towels, your a GPS system. When they have all that and they put all that two and two together, then that means it's 9/11. That means that they have significant over amount weight to prove to you guys, the jury people, to come back with a jury of a verdict of guilty, right? So this is what happened. Like they actually came back and they said that they want to convict this person, but here they got into a little bit of let me see. Okay, so they're going over. Okay, so they said a 19-year-old from Philadelphia was seen getting into the car with the 25-year-old the night of August 31st, 2016. That's right after my birthday. And was killed within the next few hours. Prosecutors said they alleged the 25-year-old dumped her body in an abandoned house not far from his own house in Orange near Newark and set the house on fire. It took about 2 weeks to identify her remains. Okay. They also talked about another woman, a 33-year-old woman, Ms. Brown of Newark, was killed about a month after West was identified and also dumped in an abandoned house in Orange. But her body wasn't discovered until 6 weeks later. So that's around Thanksgiving 2016, about a month after Brown was killed. So there's 3 people was killed, and the remains are discovered in a wooded area 4 days after Brown's body was discovered. Both women had been strangled with clothing. So my thing is that when you kill one person and then you go and kill another person and then you kill another person, you are considered a serial killer. And New Jersey don't have the death penalty. New Jersey don't have the death penalty. New Jersey is one of the states that carry the fact that you can get life without the possibility of parole. Okay, so if this man if New Jersey had the death penalty, this will definitely be a qualified case for him because this would be considered as for death penalty. And it is because the fact is that he killed 3 people and then he attempted murder on someone, kidnapping, and then he desecrate of human remains, as well as whatever charges he had, and he's facing it. So he was found guilty, and the judge gave him 160 years. Unbelievable. Unbelievable is not the word. It's crazy. Okay. So I'm back, and I want to actually go ahead and hold on. I just want to go ahead and do this, but in the same way, I want to go ahead and share with you guys the blog page. But before I share you guys, well, I'm gonna go ahead and share it with you guys. But yeah, we're gonna take a look at this. But in the same way, I want to say this. Now, I know the last time when y'all was here, y'all we were talking about R. Kelly, and we're gonna close off on these words. But my last one was guilty on all counts. Now, before I move on, I want to just go ahead and uh, put you some photos up and also talk about this because this is something that you guys wanted to address back then, right? I wanted to address this back then. So, with that being said, no, that's kind of the wrong one. Let me just see. I'm trying to get it back. All right, let's use this one. All right, so what was happening? Okay, so you guys whispered something in my ear on the day that y'all had returned back, and what y'all whispered in my ear, I want to go ahead and share with the people what you whispered in my ear. Um, what they whispered in my ear was they were kind of like really upset that the fact is that a man at the multitude of who he was back then, right? Because mind you, he had charges of child pornography and all this other stuff back then, and they were saying that how years later you guys convict him when it was back then that he tried to marry Aaliyah, and this part where he was convicted of the uh, um, the charges of trafficking, sex trafficking, and racketeering, they wanted to know. They was like, well, why the weight of Aaliyah? Because she was already dead back then, right? Didn't hold weight at his trial back then. Maybe because the fact is that he probably wasn't on trial for that, or they didn't bring up those charges. But also, too, that tape that had mysteriously got out into social media world, and what probably is convicting him or going to convict him now is basically the same tape that was produced back then, or probably possibility was used in the other trial, and that they and that the people that were supposed to come and testify, right? Right? People who come testify, they were paid off. That's where that whole obstruction of justice come in. Because we put two and two together, right? So those people or allegedly victims could have testified. And then we don't even know if those victims was the victims that was in this case. Now, mind you, there has been so many victims because we looked at you guys looked at the documentary. I'm sure you guys looked at the whole Me Too documentary, part 1 and part 2, where so many of these people have come forward and have spoke about what was taking place and then we just got the whole icing on the cake when the jury came back and reached guilty on all counts. And we read the indictment and we read what was given. Now he's going to be sentenced, and you guys can check out the video, which is right here. This is the video right here on the blog page. You guys can check this out. This is guilty. This is guilty. R. Kelly guilty on 9 counts, all counts. Okay, 9 counts. And to mind you, jury people and people home, that R. Kelly goes back to court in May of 2022 for sentencing. And mind you, he has trial at another here. He has hearing at Minnesota and also Illinois, right? Okay, so let me just go ahead and put this up here because we know that the superstar has gone from this, okay? This is R. Kelly when we know R. Kelly being the superstar, known for the anthem, I Believe I Can Fly, and, Trapped in the Closet, and all this other nice music has gone from that to this. Okay, and he was convicted just a couple of more charges, sex trafficking trial, and after decades of avoiding criminal and responsibility for numerous allegations and misconduct of young women and children. Now, you guys have brought up this situation, and that's something that we probably want to ask the court of a public opinion, because if anything, this man and I seriously want to just address this right here, because had this man been stopped, that's what somebody said, been stopped, okay, years ago, then we probably wouldn't even have had these victims right now. Right now. And it just shows the fact that, no matter what you do, there always will be blind justice in the scale to balance it. Because that's what is there. It's the justice, the blind, she's blind, and she has a scale of weight to weigh out the litigations and the factors when it comes to the prosecutor presenting their case for the state and the defense presenting their case for the defendant. And when they do that, it's like the jury people, like right now, Marquis Lloyd is the guy who killed the woman in Florida and his unborn child, and also when he killed the police officer in a shopping center. He's on trial right now, and jury selection is happening. There, the jury selection is on day 6, and they say this is going to take about 2 weeks or something just to get jury selection. Now, mind you, he was already found guilty. Let me just take this off. Marquis Lloyd was found guilty of killing his girlfriend and his unborn child. But right now, the trial, that jury selection is happening right now, okay, is for the police officer who was killed. Okay. Now, mind you, I don't know if this is the police officer, the other officer who was killed and who was searching for him, because it was 2 officers that was killed. There was one that they allegedly said that he stood over her and shot her, cold blood right there. And then there was another officer who was searching for Marquis Lloyd, and he died in the process of searching for him because his motorcycle got into an accident. He got into an accident. So, do you think that he should be responsible for his death as well? Yes. You gotta say yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So they say yes. All right. And I would hopefully think that he should be responsible for that officer's death, because that officer was killed in the line of duty, and he was killed because he was doing something that was on a manhunt for a man who just killed one of his partners, which happened to be the woman who is the female officer who he is on trial for. So I just wanted to bring that up. Jury selection is happening right now, and I'm telling you, they this is a sequestered jury. So these jury people would be put up in a hotel, and they cannot go out in the street. They cannot go home. They got to be there until the trial is over with. You guys know, because y'all basically hand down a couple of verdicts. So you know what? I think for jury review, I think something, in the works for you guys. I think we should actually watch some, because I was thinking about this too, and I'll just put this in real quick. I'm thinking that we should actually watch an interrogation, have you guys and bring you guys in a room or like make up something and then give a story like a mock trial and then have you guys bring you guys come in and have you guys proceed on it whether or not guilty, not guilty on juror. You guys down for that? No, yeah, something like that. Okay. Y'all just get work too much, right? Y'all just came back. Like we haven't really seen y'all. Like y'all been going for a whole minute, basically the whole damn summer. Okay, so don't get started when it comes to working, okay? Because we got to work, got to work, got to work. Okay. So jury review. R. Kelly, he definitely has more stories in social media. Now I just want to go ahead and bring up this as well. So after the fact that R. Kelly was convicted and he definitely, you know, um, is in jail and a lot of people just feel like that's not enough. So what I mean by that, stories of headlines saying that R. Kelly album sells up more than 500% following his conviction. Say what? Yep, 500% his sales went up. Hold on, let's go and let's talk about it. So now they're saying that the disgraced singer is seen and a boom of album sales streaming the following of his guilty verdict on September 27th. Now, let's see. So the disgraced R&B singer was convicted, right? Convicted of felonies. So we got 9 felonies because he was convicted of the 9 count of racketeering and also human trafficking. So convicted felon R. Kelly album sales went up 517% following his guilty verdict for racketeering, kidnapping, and sexual exploitation of a child, according to the social media. Now, listen to this, jury people. We got racketeering, we got kidnapping, we have sexually explicit of a child. Even if the words don't sound like they just sound what it is, it's just the nature of the word. Okay? And when you think about this, you would think that, how can you support a person who is exploitation of a child and also sexually explicit of a child, racketeering and kidnapping? Okay, I don't understand how sales jump up 517% and supporting a man who does this to people and to children, men, children, boys, girls, children, and adults. I don't understand. Okay, but hold on. So it says the week following his conviction, on-demand audio streams went up 22%, while his video streams went up 23% compared to previous 7 days. In addition to the recent spike, Kelly music has been heavily streamed throughout the entirety of 2021. Now, listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. We know that hold on, and I broke this news to you guys there, and I'll break it to you guys again. And I told you guys that his YouTube took him down. Like he 2 profiles, his music and his profile. I can tell you altogether, both profiles was carrying 4.5 million subscribers between both of them, and they both was taken down from YouTube because they felt after the conviction, they felt that he could not be on our platform. But according to Spotify and Apple Music and all these other music sources and stream, they feel that R. Kelly music is worth playing and worth streaming, so they will see a spike in it and reminding, or instead of reminding themselves that this is someone who's been convicted through evidence, as the state proved beyond reasonable doubt, that they have proven with birding and proof that the evidence held a significant weight, along with testimony from all the people who testified under oath in this trial. Okay, so boom. In 2017, Kelly was average around 5.4 million on demand audio stream per week. And this year, his average around 6.4 million reported by social media. Artists are typically paid fractions of penny per stream, depending on the service. So streams of his music, as opposed to playing music already downloaded to a hard device or a physical CD, help to line Kelly's pockets. But again, there are lawsuits and money and all this other defense. You got lawyers and people paid off and people sue. If this guy is getting royalties now, I don't think it's going into his pockets. Do you think it's going into his pocket? You don't think so? You guys don't think it's going into? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's going on. I don't think it's going to his pockets. I don't think so. Okay. Also, let me just go ahead and recap this. Shortly, YouTube removed 2 of R. Kelly's channels, claiming violation, create responsibility guidelines. At the press time, his music remains available on most streaming services, including Spotify, Apple, and Tidal. Tidal. Okay. All right, so moving right along. Okay, so let's you guys enjoyed this video made by the Omega Studio News. Okay, at this time, I would like to roll it. Okay, so I want to take this time to thank the jury people for coming out again for jury review. You guys can watch jury review every Friday, and jury review, basically, we actually recap some of the stories that happened throughout the week, just some of the stories that happened throughout the week right here in the segment. We do want to say shout out to those who are on social media, those who are here, those who are on their way. We want to say shout out to Daquan Jones, shout out to Al Nicholson, shout out to Princess Diamond, shout out to Naylove, shout out to Religious Week TV, shout out to DC Sanders, And also shout out to Carlton Boyd and all our friends over on social media platform. Also shout out to those who are Ghetto Kitchen Man, and also What I See You See. So jury people, thank you guys so much, and you guys can safely go ahead and be dismissed. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in right here, right now. I also want to let you guys know if anything, you guys can tune in to Kareem in the Morning, which is a segment that I do in the morning right here on the platform. Also, you guys can visit the blog page, which is www.kareemclemons.wixsite.com/Omega Studio News. Okay, so without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, take care. I'll see you guys very soon. For more information, you guys can visit the blog page. Actually, where is that? I'm supposed to be looking for. All right, bye bye.